Hey guys, so Sunday brunch kicking off, and today actually I wanted to go through an email that came in about someone's website, and they're repetitive questions that I see a lot. So you'll have to excuse me again. I'm always in an unideal spot, but I love this website idea, and I'm going to go through it on the website builder because he's going to be a licensed real estate salesperson, but I understand his longer term vision. You know, there's community support, there's real estate investment, there's all kinds of platforms that have leveraged this real estate theme to create wealth in the community, to empower people to be more successful, and then also really to just acquire cash flow properties. So the business model is great. It's tried and true. You have to understand it's been done a lot, so no one really gets um, there's no ingenuity per se in it. And really, I encourage him to go back through a lean canvas. And Justin, if you see this later, I hope you do, and we can talk one on one on what that means. But what you'll see is in the lean canvas, the unique value proposition. Really, when you're talking about this, it's you. And then for all you real estate types out there, it's you. When you go look at the successful brokers that have lots of performing agents or even the successful agents, the unique value proposition is it's you, it's them. People buy into your personality. So there's all kinds to talk about that later. There's some super simple methods if you ever want them that I encourage you to try and do it. And personally, as a side note, I have been licensed twice. I was licensed in New York State as a salesperson, and then I passed the test in California when I was there. I was doing home flips more along the construction side. And then right as I passed my test for California, I left. I was doing some stuff for the Air Force, and I'm doing that right now, wrapping that up with the Air Force. So I never took the brokerage in California, and I'm not going back there. And honestly, I found more flexibility as a personal investor, as a private owner, so to speak, to just find deals by myself. So anyway, let's jump right into this. I want to touch on some business things real quick because one of the first things I'll ask a client always is, who's your market and how do you serve them? What do you do? And when people are really ready to go and they're really ambitious on their market, I get it, but they come up with very wordy answers and they use buzzwords that only work in your industry. And I encourage you to really distill that. So one example is when I was in the Coast Guard, I was a recruiter for a little bit, and you had to work on pitches when you were talking with kids when they were asking you. If I told them, "Oh, my favorite time in the Coast Guard was when I was on a 378, and we were doing a South Pat and picked up some cocaine with the Mexican Navy." The South Pat and the 378, it doesn't mean anything to them. So I have to remember that and say, yeah, I was on a big ship with the Coast Guard, and we would cruise all the way around the Pacific Ocean, and we would work a lot with the Mexican Navy. And there was this one drug bust I did, yada, yada, yada. So you see how that flowed much differently? Because I just thought about explaining it with non-buzzwords. No 378. It's a ship, doesn't matter. Okay, so for example, he says, name, I won't use his name, name will serve the community of New Orleans by offering solution-oriented, we're going to come back to that, solution-oriented real estate consultation, agent and listing services, and REI. And then he put it in brackets for me, real estate investing. Opportunities to help support wealth and wellness of our city. And look, it's beautiful. And because I've been in the industry, I understand what you're saying. I feel you. That's the way to go. But you gotta break that down. Just in its simplest form, I'm a licensed salesperson and I help sellers move their inventory quickly and get it to the right buyer. Or I'm a licensed real estate salesperson and I help buyers find the home of their dreams. It's quick, it's subtle. If you offer 5 different things, you got to start with the core product. If you're a real estate agent, your core product is listings. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're not getting listings, and if you're not moving listings, you're not making it as a real estate agent. So really your core product is listings. You should be picking up listings. Being a buyer's agent has its own money, but for the amount of work, it doesn't. Anyway, if you want to be successful in the real estate business, you get listings. So I have a lot to say about that. I'll leave it alone. Okay, but you have to be real core on what that unique value proposition is. It is not solutions oriented real estate consulting. What does that mean? Like people used to put that on resumes back in the day. I'm a solution oriented problem solver. And my first thought as an actual problem solver, as an ops guy in business is, well, I hope so. You know, like what other problem solver would you want to be? And what they're saying, what that is saying is that most people suck at solving problems. So let's be real. You know, a lot of people are just spinning their wheels. I ran into this with the brokerages in New York. There's very little value that real estate agents offer and add. They get in the way of online marketplaces that are doing a better job now, and you guys can flame that all you want. And they want to get paid a lot of money. They want big commissions for just connecting some things online. So what that means is when you're solution oriented is you're a real person that understands the business that wants to get real results. I'm going to cut through the noise for you, help you find real deals, and get this closed quickly. That's so, you know, whatever those solutions are, focus on them. So I want to leave that alone. That's kind of just macro business world. Really see if you can distill that. And if you have to abbreviate REI, don't put REI or qualify your customers. I know what REI is because I invest in real estate. So I'm qualified now. I'm interested. If someone doesn't know what REI is, they're probably not your customer. So, I mean, I say this with all love and endearment, brutally cut down what your value proposition is and then what you do. Because when someone hits your website, we'll get into the website now of it, they got 5 seconds. 5 seconds. If that person doesn't understand who you are and what you do, they're bouncing, they're gone. So you have 5 seconds to clearly articulate what you do. I help businesses scale and grow the business of their dreams. I help real businesses increase profit and cut through hassle. That's it. I don't tell them I'm a results-oriented operations director with 20 years experience in military, retail, and yada yada. At the end of the day, I realized a long time ago that businesses paid me a lot of money to get deals done. Honestly, there's revenue that has to come into a business. There's wheels that have to turn, and I made sure the revenue always kept coming in. I moved the wheels that brought the revenue in. I solved business problems. That's it. If the VP of sales came to me, if the CRO came to me, if the COO came to me, if they had a problem, they knew they could put it on Chad's desk. Done. He was taking care of it. I solved problems. Okay. So I want to go through the website questions because it'll be relevant to what we had on Wednesday. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm reading through all the features he wants to get to: community outreach, financial literacy, debt, credit card solutions. All it's gorgeous. All of it's gorgeous, and it becomes content on your website and save it. But when we go to create the first website, you need a landing page, and we're going to talk about why that matters to real estate in a minute. So he said he's got his primary domain now, and you'll see in the presentation I give Wednesday, that's key. The moment you know what your name is, go buy it. He used Google domains, 100% fine. I use GoDaddy, there's Namecheap, there's other things. That's fine. Own the domain, and then you will find the service to host your website on. Yeah, he wants something slick and modern and efficient. The reason I wanted to label that is because each system has its pros and cons, and each content management system is better at some things than others. The only thing I encourage you is unless you're ready to spend 10 grand for someone to build you a custom website, find the platform, find the CMS that's doing what you already need and let them do it. And if that means that there's a picture in the background, that there's a parabolic or something, I always forget the name of it, but if it means there's a picture back there already, then put your picture there. But you know, unless you know CSS, unless you know HTML, don't struggle trying to change that, especially if you're on a budget. So it's okay to have a shopping list, but what I tell new owners is focus on the story brand, focus on who the hero is and what that journey is, get your message out, but get it out in 3 pages. And honestly, what I even replied back to Justin here, when we started my brother's, he's running a ton of money now, but I started that with the LinkedIn page. You know, it was his domain just pointed right to the LinkedIn page, and that's it. That's really all that matters. You want to get people in front of your face so you can do real business. and I would encourage you to spend your first $5,000 on customer acquisition. Um, okay, so he's recognizing that he's going to start service-based because real estate is a sales business. Really, it's direct sales. But then he wants to move into e-commerce down the line. So real estate's interesting because there are really good platforms. In fact, when you're interviewing with your broker, you'll notice most of them are running their listings on these platforms. I would encourage you to look at what they're using to run their website and get your own. Most of the personal packages are like $30 a month. It's gonna have everything you need down the line. So after you get a few listings and you can publish them there yourselves, it's got those things like where people can click on the pictures, see where the map is, get the comps if you have them, or see what you have to say about it. But there are very niche specific real estate systems. So instead of trying to build out a bunch of stuff on WordPress or Squarespace, find the system that works for real estate already and pay for it. You pay $30 a month for some of these systems so that you don't have to pay a development team in the Ukraine $5,000 a month. It's worth it. When you jump into business, you got to understand that these systems charge money because they save you a lot of money. A basic good employee, $60,000 a year. Sure, you can hire someone for $15 an hour, $30,000 a year, but the amount of babysitting, the amount of cultivating, the amount of nurturing you have to do for that employee is expensive. So once you get into the $60,000 a month period, you can do a lot more with that. So the point being, $30 a month, even $500 a month to an extent for a system that works is saving you employee costs, is saving you payroll taxes, workman's comp, all kinds of stuff. So let's see. He listed his revenue very clearly, which is great. If you watch these build-alongs, so that's great. Consulting, agent listing services, and real estate investing. That's beautiful. I would make those my 3 heading links, nada más. Focus on that. So then, and he says, I know this is all very ambitious, just starting out. And in bold, I looked at that and said, is it? It's really not. That's just clear vision. What I would encourage you to do with the ambition, though, is map it out in milestones. Put it on, in your business, you want to honor the hero's journey, which is your customer, but you're also on a journey too. So map that out and put milestones there. Step number 1, 3-page website. That's it. And you can do that on anything starting at $12 a month. Starting at free, really, but starting at $12 a month is a better choice. Okay, quick questions. Let's run through these. Specific to the Website Builder Wednesday, I want to be very clear. I've been building websites from scratch since 2002. And then we came out with these CMSs, these content management systems. They do a much better. I found Squarespace in 2003 or 4. This is way back for all you Squarespace lovers. At the very beginning, it will crack you up if you saw a screenshot. And I realized, I can just focus on publishing my content, and then they do all the coding for me. I started paying for it right away. And then I liked them so much that in 2012, I worked for them on their tech support team and their advanced troubleshooting team. And then I have continued to build out websites on both Squarespace and WordPress and Shopify and some others, depending on what the actual needs are. My current website is on drop funnels. So it all depends on what you need, what you use. So to that question, he asked me, we'll come back to it. He said, do you use WordPress exclusively? So actually, I rarely use WordPress. I think for new owners that want a very nice website, Squarespace is a better choice. The big benefit of using WordPress from the beginning is that if you hand it over to a professional developer, most of them use WordPress. It'll be an easy transition. But I'm seeing more and more beautiful brands. Claire P. Thomas, CPT Fit. Gorgeous brands using Squarespace, and that's what Squarespace does best. And his original question that I skipped over was, what I'm doing Wednesday is just a demo. I want you as a business owner to know that you can do this on your own, and I want to highlight the 3 basic parts of a website every week, which is the URL, the content, and the CMS, and then the 5 things that every website needs. But after that, I don't build these. There's too much business to run for me to be building websites. So that's the best way I can put it. And you will find that it's easy to get in the weeds in the website for very little value. Like there's not a lot of turnaround aside from optimizing your landing pages and your opt-ins. Um, your website needs 5 things. That's it. And I go through that every Wednesday. There's a presentation also that you can download and look at it that goes over the 5 things. But you need that offer above the fold. You need a clear call to action. You need images of success. You need a snapshot of your revenue streams. And you need very few words, which is wonderful. It's hard to do nowadays, but that's wonderful for new business owners. Very few words. And all of this is from Donald Millard's Story Brand. So amazing book. Check it out. Go read it. And then I'll show you more how to apply it to websites. He's asking if he needs to pay for web hosting too. That's great that if you guys have heard of web hosting, you've been around the web for a little bit, but all of today's content management systems host your website for you. So there's a long lecture I can go in on that, but I won't do it today. The point is own your content, but your content is really your lean canvases, your one-page story brands, your marketing material and collateral, your documents that you've written, and that's just words and ideas. All of that can be transferred into other websites. And you have to also think about the web as 100 different ways to look at the same content. So someone's looking on mobile, somebody's looking on a teleprompter, or teletyper, whatever you call it. Somebody's looking on big screens, someone's looking on small screens, someone's seeing it as a video later, someone's going from your website to read-only mode. So what matters is the content and the organization of that content, and then let all the different types of viewing it work themselves out, and let your CMS do that for you. I mean, that's the short story for me. Don't worry about hand building code and hosting it. When you get to the point that you've outgrown most of these platforms, you're enterprise level at that point, and you have a team of your own developers. So it's really nothing you have to worry about. I fear this will be the biggest hurdle. Free, decent web hosting. Don't do it. I understand what you're asking. Don't do it. You're going to have a better website with any. With the crappiest CMS out there. Don't sue me. I won't even say the name now then, but some of these chinky little CMSs, you can throw a website out, they will be better than you hosting your own and putting HTML pages on that. So that's it. So I wanted to summarize my points on this is one, this directly to you, Justin. Your idea is great, man. Your ambitions are amazing. You got a lot to do. I'm proud of you. But start with your 3-page website. So that's a landing page with very few words, with the clear snapshot of revenue and you can have an about page if someone wants to read more, and then the contact, and your contact is your lead opt-in. And understand, even on the real estate, but in every business, your business is the list. Your business is your contacts. So you should be focused ASAP on just getting 3 pages up, making sure one of those is a clean landing page with an opt-in to collect these people so you can get in front of customers and build that business. Right now, they're all wonderful plans, but you don't know what you don't know until you start, you don't know it until you start working with these customers. So distill some of this, distill the business ideas, keep them all written down, but now work ruthlessly to get these things in the sound bites that people can pick up in 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is the whole website. So what you do needs to be like a second of that. And then that just hope I answered the question on the website. Again, like every Wednesday, you need a website is 3 things. That's it. It's your URL, own that. It's your content, own that. And then it's a CMS. Use the CMS. The CMS is like your best employee. Cool. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're crushing your weekends and jumping into your next business. Let me know if you want to go over anything specifically. Cheers.